Alright guys, today we will have the review of the Norscot Cat 740B ADT or all-terrain dump truck made by Norscot 150th scale. This was released a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago if I'm not mistaken, with the 938, I believe. There was a version of this released in 2012, late 2012, the 740B-EJ, the ejector. This is the standard dump truck version, obviously, so let's get into it. If you guys know, I'm not a big fan of the front end design of this. Even though the black at the front really does break up the yellow, because I'm not a big fan of the new Caterpillar stuff where it's mostly yellow, say on excavators and all that. It really does break it up really well. So there is good front grille texture, and there you can see the paint on front lights, which aren't as reflective as we've seen in the past, and obviously a small cat logo at the front of the truck. Just some small casted in detailings all along. Plastic handrails. There should be a mirror right here, but mine did not come with one. I don't know what's up with that, but oh well. The cab is all plastic, like what's supposed to be glass, which is a pretty obvious in the top and all that. Even this piece back here is plastic. The protector for the AC unit, I believe it is. I'm not sure. I'm talking about this plastic piece up here. Here you have the Cat Power Edge logo and plastic handrails and plastic steps up, which is actually good that they, if it will turn right, that they painted that. So it's actually pretty cool that they actually did that. So at the front you don't have any windshield wiper of any sort on it, which is very unfortunate. And the side is pretty much the same. You see some hydraulic lines, which is pretty decent, and again the AC unit. And it's nice to see the hydro lines actually do move with it, which is pretty expected. So it does tilt on actual cylinders, which is great to see that we're out of that era of loose and free moving parts like you'd see on the 924 and 725 predecessor to this. So it's nice to see that it's an actual. The sound it makes from the cab makes it seem really cheap. So speaking of dumping, that's as far as it does dump, and you bring it down a bit, it's nice to see that there's actual rubber mud flaps that do move pretty freely. And it's 740B, obviously. And there's these little lifting eyes for the dump bed, if you want to take that off. But say if you want to transport it, that's what you do, is take it off. You do have some suspension on it, but not much. At the back, you can see, if my camera will adjust, there is a little bit of springs on it, which gives it a little bit of suspension per se. Now you can see the rear work lights, and inside the bed it has some pretty decent detailing, but not the best. Again, on this side, pretty much the same as the other. What seems to be rubber wheels and the hubs on the inside do not match the paint as well. It pretty much seems like that on camera, but really it's not the same. And you'll have to excuse that. I'm trying to readjust here. But anyways, here you have a rubber exhaust, which again is very flexible, if you notice that. And again, the plastic part. It's a pretty basic model, really, from Norscot, which again I would easily expect. I'll do a little comparison if you'll give me a second. If you'll give me a sec, I know it might. I just hit the table. Alright, so I'll do a quick little comparison, because a lot of you do have this model. It's the 725. Pretty big difference. You can see the difference. I do like the 725, the overall paint scheme a bit better, but the size of it I would have to give to the 740. So, but yeah, again, overall I do like the 725, and again I do apologize for the Some little interruptions in this review. Not all of them can be perfect, and well, this is one of them. So, really, it's a basic model from Norscot. So, at this point, though, I would give my final thoughts and opinions. Like I said, it's a very basic model by Norscot. Couple hydraulic lines and all that here and there. At least the functionality of it is good, which you expect from a model that's just made to haul dirt around, or a machine that's really made to haul dirt around. You'd expect that. So, really, that's all I can give it. Is a 6 out of 10. I'm not the biggest fan of Norscot stuff, but I mean, I can be even a little bit more reasonable with it, since I mean the design is basically made by Caterpillar, the actual real machine design. So I will give it a 7 out of 10 at most. It's a pretty plain model, to be honest, but I think it'd be cooler to have some other stuff, some more detail per se with it, and a little bit more metal parts. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the new Cat ADT, especially the design of it. I mean, a lot of you guys know that. So, but anyways, that's really just about it. A 7 out of 10, which is decent. Basically 1 to 5 is not recommended. 6 to 8 is recommended. 8 to 9 highly recommended, and 10 and up is you gotta get it. I give this a 6, so it's recommended, I guess. So if you can get this model at a decent price, which a decent price for I would say is a $40, I would get it. But yeah, so that's really just about it. It's a decent sized model. Could be a little bit better, but solid nonetheless. So a 6 out of 10, which is decent. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a nice day.